this month is dog, and we're starting off with colors that fit the brief quite well. One should be able to create a dog in these colors without too much hassle. I'm mixing the colors buff caramel, warm brown, and burnt umber. And I'm using Payne's Grey and white Horadam gouache, designer gouache. I also have quinacridone gold, which is a beautiful, very vibrant yellow-brown color. And I'm going to mix that with white as well. And then I have quinacridone burnt orange, which give you this very reddish, pinkish, but tilting over into an orange color. And I'm going to mix that with a Van Dyke brown to get a warm brown color. And then to get burnt umber, I've got Payne's Grey again, and I have Van Dyke brown. Van Dyke brown has become probably my favorite brown color to use. But let's start with the beginning. So I need to make this color less gray. So that's to get the buff color, that gray buff color. And I am starting by mixing white. I'm mixing my white gouache, and to that I'm adding the darker color. So I've got a little bit of the Van Dyke brown, a little bit of Payne's Grey, and as I mix it together, I get this gray color. I think it still needs a bit more brown, so I'm going to scoop up all the brown there and mix it together. So it's like a neutral color, but it's a warm gray. It's not a deep dark gray. It's not cold, but it has a gray, a grayness to it. Okay, I'm going to paint that in my book. I'm going to blend it like that, make it a bit more runny with water. So that's buff. To get that grey color, I had white, gouache, Van Dyke brown, and Payne's Grey. Next is caramel. So that shouldn't be difficult to mix either. I'm using this quinacridone gold color, and you see it has this very warm brown yellow color to it, and then I mix white into it because it is a color that is it's not translucent, and the way the color reads according to my sample there, it's quite an opaque color. It doesn't look like a translucent color. So far it's just the quinacridone deep, or no, quinacridone gold. It's not deep, it's just a regular quinacridone gold. There is also quinacridone gold deep, and adding to that, just to give it a bit more depth, tiny bit of depth, going to see what it will look like if I add a little bit of the Van Dyke brown to it. And that takes the warmth and just a little bit of that yellowness. It just tones it down ever so slightly. It just takes away that yellow warm tone. So yep, that works better for me. Okay, so that's caramel color, and I created that with quinacridone gold, plus white plus Van Dyke brown. Okay, and the third color is a warm brown. For that, I'm going to use just get a fresh clean brush. So I'm using Van Dyke brown once again. That will just give me that strong dark brown. And I'm adding quinacridone, let me see, burnt orange to it. And it has this beautiful, rich brown, red brown, warm brown color to it. So that lifts up the Van Dyke brown, but it still makes the color, it's still a deep brown color. So I'm just going to add a bit more water to it and dissolve all of it. Let's see, so that's my brown there, where it's a bit scraped away, it's not so opaque, you should see the color better. And I want it to look like that warm brown color there. And I am going to paint. You know what? It can do with even a bit more of the red mixed into it, that quinacridone burnt orange. I'm just going to add a tiny amount of that more to it. As it dries, it should give you a slightly, it should tone down a little bit. Let's see what it looks like when it's dry. So there are the colors so far, the warm brown, and the last one is burnt umber. Again, not a difficult color to mix. There is a burnt umber watercolor, but because I've been using Van Dyke brown, I'm going to show you how to create a burnt umber, which is a really dark, flat brown. I'm going to mix that with the Van Dyke brown, just adding a tiny amount of Payne's Grey. And why I'm doing that is to explain how you don't always need loads and loads of colors to mix more colors. One color can do a lot of things for you and can sometimes just tint something. And you can just alter the color a little bit. So my burnt umber is going to be this almost a blackish brown color. So this one was done with the warm brown was quinacridone burnt orange with Van Dyke brown, and the burnt umber was Van Dyke brown with Payne's Grey. And you know what? I can see it. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just being distracted there because I can see a Dachshund in the paint I've mixed. So there's the Dachshund's eye, there's its nose, and there's its ear sort of there, but I'll give it a different ear. And I don't know if you can see the little dog there. So maybe I should just paint a Dachshund in my for my little painting project in my sketchbook. I'll do that next.